Okay, so welcome back, everyone. We will be quickly going through the task. I'll be explaining the problem to you. I'll be explaining what you need to do, and a sample will be sent to you. You can use that sample, elaborate on it. I've not given a very in-depth analysis of the sample. I will even show you the sample if you need. I will also be formatting the sample. So make sure you use the same formatting, but do not edit the sample because it has been watermarked, and a lot of you all have sent watermarked you've used the, like, you've edited the same and you've sent it to me, which I can't accept as submission or even for reviewing. Okay, so the problem goes as such. I will be sending you a Word of the problem as well, like a Word document having the problem as well. And I will also be sending you a sample if I'm not wrong. Just give me a minute. Okay, yeah, I do have it on me. Anyways, I'll be showing you that as well. But just give me 1 minute. Let's just quickly go through this. Okay, so the problem goes as such. Arjun, along with his wife, 2 kids, and sister-in-law visited the provision store run by Vishal at about 10:30 p.m. Vishal at the time demanded Arjun's sister-in-law, Ujjwala, to pay the previous dues. Altercation broke out between them. Ujjwala filed a complaint that Vishal has made derogatory remarks against her, abused her, threatened her, and also outraged her modesty. Vishal denies the averments of the complainant as false, frivolous, vexatious, and made out of vengeance, since the complainant has enormous influence with the police. Vishal counter-alleges that no such incident happened. Per contra, it was Arjun and Ujjwala who abused Vishal in filthy language. In attempt to assault him, Vishal claims to be innocent of the alleged offences, but however, the police have been making multiple attempts to arrest him. Okay, now, problem is very simple. It's very straightforward. Arjun, wife, 2 kids, sister-in-law, and Vishal. There are 6 people in this picture. But the only people you need to focus on is Arjun, Ujjwala, and Vishal. Only 3 people. Only 3 people that you need to focus on. Vishal is the owner of the provision store. Arjun is the person who went to the provision store. Vishal is, Ujjwala is Arjun's sister, or Arjun is Ujjwala's brother, however you want. Guys, please mute yourselves. Doubts I will clear after. Thank you. So it can be assumed that Ujjwala owed certain sum of money to Vishal, which he asks for to repay so that they can take more groceries or whatever provisions that they want. Now, and Arjun and Ujjwala have not complied, or they've not given the money, or they don't want to give the money. They've started fighting, right? Here, you are the defendant lawyer. You will be on Vishal's side. Please keep that in mind. Don't state any facts which will go against your case. Okay, please keep that in mind. So they went at 11:30 p.m. First of all, who goes to the store at 11:30 p.m.? Nobody. It is their fault. Vishal also, I mean, like, if I'm just giving like a neutral party, I'm not going for anybody or against anybody. Like, usually provision store closed by max 10 p.m. Why was Vishal store open at 11:30? Also remember, you need to make up a name. Don't make ABC provision store. Make like a proper name, okay? Because this will be a formal thing, and you can't have ABC provision store or XYZ provision store. Make up a proper name, like you can say Priya provision store, or I don't know, like just make up some name, and or any provision store in your locality. I don't think they'll be reading the notice anyways, or reading the anticipatory bail anyways. And I don't think they have the time to even file a, know that, oh, they've used my name without my consideration. All of that. Don't even worry about it. So Ujjwala owed some money to Vishal. Ujjwala, along with his brother, her sister-in-law, and two kids have visited. Wait, okay, so Arjun's sister-in-law is Ujjwala, that is his wife's sister. Sorry. Okay, so these people have visited the provision store at 11:30. Ujjwala has not paid certain dues to Vishal. Vishal has gotten into a fight with Ujjwala and Arjun. Ujjwala has complained to the police officials that Vishal has made derogatory remarks against her, he's abused her, he's threatened her, outraged modesty. Apart from this, go through IPC, whichever provision you think is relevant and you want to add, you can add it. But these four need to be there. And this is what Ujjwala alleges, right? So make sure to make it as mellow as possible. Don't overdo it. Otherwise, the anticipatory bail will be granted for Ujjwala, or it will not be granted in favor of Vishal. You are for Vishal, as in all of us are for Vishal. Now, Vishal denies the affirmance of the complaint as false, frivolous, vexatious, and made out of vengeance. And why he says that is because he asked for the money, and that is when the argument broke out, and that is why she went and complained. That is what he's alleging. In contradiction to the statement made by Ujjwala, he says that it was Arjun and Ujjwala who abused Vishal in filthy languages, attempted to assault him. And Vishal also claims that he's innocent of all the offenses alleged by Ujjwala. But in this case, apparently, according to Vishal, which is also supposed to be according to you, Ujjwala had a certain rap over the police. Now, this can be taken into consideration. How did she have a rap over the police? How does anyone have a rap over the police when they have multiple times that they have to visit the police station, or they have parents or fathers who are there? In your case, you can say that she has been there multiple times. So this shows that there have been many complaints that she's made. And then you can, yeah, so that is a train of thought you could use as well. Now you need to draft an anticipatory bail under section 438 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Now the crime number is mentioned 128 of 2023, which is pending before the additional district judge of your area. Now, in Bangalore, it is a sessions judge. But whichever area you stay in, whoever is the sessions judge, whoever holds the authority of a sessions judge, you can mention their court and you can mention but remember the crime number is 128 of 2023. Okay, Vishal, okay, so Vishal wants to file an anticipatory bail, and Vishal is also ready to provide solvent surety affidavit in the aforesaid bail, and also abide by any condition which the Honorable Court would impose on it. Now, I will be showing you a draft. Just 1 second. Okay, I will start again.
Preksha,
Yes.
can you use as an anticipatory bail application
Where?
in place of criminal miscellaneous number?
I mean, so here's the thing, right? Once the complaint is registered, you get a number. So if there's no complaint, there's no chance of any anticipatory bail any which ways. So you can either write criminal miscellaneous number or you can write CRLP. Again, I might be wrong, but this is what I know. Now petitioner, here you need to, who is the petitioner here? Here the petitioner is Vishal. So long title is basically, you need to write the name, full name. Okay, full name, Mr. Vishal. I'm going to just say Gowda. Mr. Vishal Gowda. Next line, son of or daughter of or wife of or husband of. Usually you specify, if it's a man, you usually write son of. If it's a woman, you write daughter of or wife of. You don't usually, in most applications that I've seen, you do not write husband of. I mean, yeah. So if the man is the petitioner, you don't write husband of so and so. Usually write son of, and you mention of a name for the father. And then you need to write resident of, and then you need to write a resident. And then you make ... and you write petitioner. This I will edit. I've not done it yet. I will edit that, and I will send you the sample once it is edited. This just has been watermarked. So anyways, and the respondent in the same way would be state of whichever, like for me, it would be state of Karnataka, respondent number 1. Second one would be Ujjwala, respondent number 2. Third would be Arjun, respondent number 3. That also I will edit in this and I will send it to you. And then you need to write petition or application, like whichever. It's just that petition sounds a lot more sophisticated. And so you need to write petition under section 438. I have already mentioned that it is under section 438 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. So you stick by that, and you just say petition or application under section 438 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Bold it, underline it, because that is your title, and this is your court title and your case number. And usually, if you're going to the High Court, your the formatting is bookman, okay. And if you're going to the lower courts, the format is usually it's the other way around. So if you're going to the lower court, the format is usually bookman. If you're going to the High Court, the format is usually Times New Roman 12 justified and all. The font size needs to be same regardless of where you're applying at, and the fact that it needs to be justified also needs to be is common regardless of format, regardless of where you're applying. The fact that you need to have 1.5 spacing as well as one particular space between each sentence or each point is something you need to be keeping in mind. Okay, then you need to write the petitioner. I don't think it would be the petitioner, it would be the complainant here. I have done that mistake. I will rectify that and send it to you. The complainant submits, the accused submits as under or submits as follows. And then you need to write address of the accused for blah, 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 can also be served to their counsel. Instead of Mr. X, make up a, like, you are the advocate, right? So you write chambers of Riksham for me. Now, if you want, like, you can always add any law offices, and then you need to write an address of the office. Here, over here, where you write the petitioner or the complainant, your petitioner's address will be there. And here, the office address of the counsel who you're engaging will be there. The address of respondent, you've already mentioned that here, right? So you don't need to mention that again. Now you need to give like a, so this is basically can be converted into 2 points. I have given like a brief about who the petitioner or who the complainant is. And then I've mentioned that what and all happened. Respondent have filed a FIR, which is registered as crime number 128. Okay, so all of that I will change and then send. And the gist of the complaint is that this is your facts of the case. Okay, and then you need to say the government's made are not only false, frivolous, made with vengeance. You can always add more complicated words to confuse. If you can't convince, you confuse. That is the motto of most lawyers. You can't convince, you confuse the judge so much that he has to listen to you. And since this is going to court, this is the practical lesson. Do not ever use this phrase anywhere else but when you're, just don't use it in formal settings is all I'm saying. And then don't say I said it, because it's just something I've learned. If you can't convince, you confuse. Okay, so then you write all of the and then you write certain facts, certain factors, and all of that. Once you read it, you will get to know. And in the end, this is your prayer. You can either title it as prayer and write it, or you can just write, wherefore the petitioner or the complainant most humbly prays that this honorable court be pleased to pass an order granting anticipatory bail, directing respondent police to immediately release the petitioner on bail in the event of his arrest, in the interest of justice and equity. Need to mention the place. I've mentioned Bangalore. You can mention wherever you're writing it for. The date always needs to be in this format, apart from the notice. You remember the first date, that is in second, spell out the word October, 2023. And you're the advocate for the petitioner. No, you're advocate for complainant. Sorry, accused. And then this is your surety affidavit, wherein you can need to write the short title. So short title is the name of the person. That's it. In ... petitioner, or ... complainant, ... respondent. That is all. So you need to write Vishal versus state of Karnataka and others, and ... respondent. Surety affidavit. This is basically like I have gotten someone who is who will act as surety. So in case I don't show up, you can always go and talk to this person. That is what a surety affidavit is. Again, this who the person is super important when the court considers surety affidavit. And then you have verification, wherein wherein the surety basically verifies that he is, it is my name and it's my signature. Then another thing that you could mention is just before the surety affidavit, you can write another affidavit right here, wherein you say that I am Vishal and I accept, like I will make that change also and I will send it to you. This needs to be modified a little. But apart from that, I think that's all.